the project is one where we are looking at the experiences of students in their schools, middle schools, high schools, and collecting both their stories of school, but also measuring their experience, and then allowing their teachers and principals and school districts to look at what their own kids are saying about their classroom experience.
We're talking to students, we're surveying students to find out what is the learning experience like for them in their classrooms. Are they intellectually engaged in the work that they're doing? Are they motivated? Are they finding it relevant? Are they interested in what they're learning?
The quite surprising result was that hardly more than, or less than 40% of them actually are deeply engaged with their minds in what they're doing.
They probably surprise some parents, and they probably don't surprise other parents. I think one of the most surprising things it tells us is that you may have a lot of students who do quite well in school, but that doesn't mean that they're intellectually engaged in their work. So by that I mean you may have an A student at school, you may have a child who's getting great grades, but when we actually look at the heart of it, they are just doing school. They're not intellectually engaged in what they're doing. They don't feel it's relevant to their life.
What we're seeing more and more as well are dropouts, people being disengaged from their own learning. So this is the challenge for us. And students are really the key element and the key force of giving us the type of information that would help us as educators really better design the programs and the curriculum that are going to respond to these needs.
I think the importance of the project to Canadians at large and to students, but really I think of all the future students, is school can be such a rewarding experience, and it can provide us with so much in terms of enriching our lives, in terms of learning, in terms of setting our course for the future. And too often school can be a really just, we get through school to get through it. We jump through the hoops, we just kind of, we do school kind of thing, and we get through it, we get our piece of paper, and we move on in life. But we haven't necessarily retained what we've learned. We haven't necessarily developed a love of learning. We've just sort of gotten through it. And what this project does is really challenges all of us, students, teachers, principals, superintendents, to take a look at how can schools be structured in such a way, how can classrooms, how can learning be structured in such a way to really intellectually engage with their students so that students enjoy coming to school, it's relevant to them. So for me, a goal of this project is how can we make our schools and our classrooms just really warm and engaging places to be, where we want to get to school, where we want to stick around and continue on that project that we're working on because it means something, because it's relevant to our life.
Well, the ultimate goal for the project for myself is really incorporating students into their own learning. There's no better way to guarantee success for each and every child in this country by ensuring that they are actively involved in their own learning. Not passive recipients of where they just simply sit and listen to what they're being told, but rather engaged in their own learning.
Oh, my ultimate goal is that when I ask my grandchildren, what did you do in school today? I actually won't get a chance to ask the question. They'll say, Grandma, guess what we did in school today?